本日のマッチアップは出てはいるんだが、拡大をサムネイル用にも欲しいから見たいぞ。ダークゼロやばいよねって話ね、これ。まずはロスト M80。ダークゼロとオキシゲン。で、ルミノシートワイルドカード、ビーストコーストと SSG でございます。あれこれ Day7 で合ってるよな。さっき Day6。今日これ Day6 から見てるよね、これね。7、8、9まであるはずだから。OK。行きましょう。なんかこれ、あれが合ってなくない？カメラ合ってなくない？これヌードルのカメラだよね。なんか画質クソ悪くない？なんか画質悪いね。ああ、来た来た。落ち着いてきました。投げっぱなしジャーマンで別に普通にプロレスの技だから。
Bit of an unfortunate there. The 50-50 game of 60k does really pay off, but it's okay, right? You're still stalling out of time. You still burn those EMPs, burn that hard breach utility, so you're still getting a little bit.
昨日のカメラの位置変わってる気がする。ゲハこんな感じだったっけ？いやでもゲハでやってるのマジで強い気がするな。シスのカメラ相変わらず超絶アップで、なんかよくわからない縦横比。今時この縦横比のカメラある？絶対シスのカメラ壊れてさ、10年ぐらい前のもうなんかオフィスにあるやついっぱい出してきただろ。もうだって16対9だもんな。
Very often, Logi is a suicide position for these teams. You're going to play on that part of the map, expecting yourself to die at some point. It's very rare that somebody who plays Logi for the whole round.
4対3のウェブカメラ一応設定ではできるんだけどさ、久しぶりに見た気がする。
If it's an advantage in your team's favor already, or if a couple kills happen somewhere else outside of logistics. Various is dead to Kino, so M80 finding a way in now through Jacuzzi.And Legacy is looking in the wrong direction. Sexy Cake, the very first kill, far more winnable for Los than we might have expected.
うわ、そのロック抜けたら話が変わるかもしれん。キババリアが重い。キババリアが重い。カメラマンはある意味あれだもんな、ブラジル対決は。ちょっとさ、シズンのさカメラがさ、なんか1980年代とか90年代のテレビ見てる感覚があるんだけど、すごい違和感。キババリ AR でもうちょっと壊していいよな。まあでも DMR 使わせる理由とかになるのは画質がクソ悪いんだけど、これなんで？もやもやして見えねえよ。
Stands to reason that you'd bring a lot of hard breachers to deal with both the castle and the bandit. Just think of it as an insurance policy.
動いた時の画質がマジで悪い。すごいみじゃみじゃするね。止まった時はそうでもないよな。動いてる時めちゃくちゃみじゃみじゃするじゃん。ニコニコ動画だよな、これな。ニコニコ動画に失礼かもしれないけど。ニコニコ動画やで。これでも1080なんだから HG になってるでしょ。謎すぎる。
Close cannot continue to just give up these players so early on. It will hurt them, especially if you see the way that these bomb sites typically play out. Various roaming down.
ニコニコ動画に乗り換える警告ある。やっぱ時代はニコニコか。未だに続いてる理由があるかもしれない。いや、多分これ配信の設定ミスってると思う。公式が。なんか、いやでもこれ公式だもんな。日本でリアルタイムで見てるわけじゃないからな。ロゴだからな。めちゃくちゃ見づれ。集中できん。下から来た。
hasn't used a single one of Deimos's gadgets just yet. Finally, he will pull one out. Whether you go for Sexy
あれ
Cake
急に落ち着いたかもしれん。
it'll be Sexy Cake now being watched.
あ、でも走ったらダメだな。
Sexy Cake last one alive. Big start by Kino.
It's very to run away and you surround
ニコニコ動画って俺ほぼ見たことないんだけどさ、世代じゃないから。昔のゲームばっかやってるから成り立つサービスなんだ。今みんなレトロゲームしてる。バーにいるの分かってんのか？
We see a really early mark coming from M80. Citizen just
俺ニコニコ全然見てないよ。俺がもうだって20になった頃だもん。もうなんか20の中盤だったぞ、ニコニコ動画とかみんな見てたの。20中盤ニコニコ動画なんて見ないよ。人気配信者は大体最近のゲームやらん。めちゃくちゃ老害プラットフォームじゃないそれ。だってレトロゲーってことはもう古い人しか見ないってことでしょ。でもレトロゲーは確かに俺の世代だな。強っ。なんとか弾けたけど弾いたのバレたなこれ。弾いたのはバレてる。インターネット老人会なるほどね。でも30とかの人だよ多分。ニコニコ世代って思うけど。30前後だと思うよ多分。ブームだったの。クレパピとかシンさんとかじゃないかな。CG のプレイヤー年齢で言うと。だから YouTube でこの人有名なんだ。例えば加藤純一さんとかさ。あとゲームで超有名な人。名前忘れちゃった。名前忘れちゃった。いやニコニコは別にホモビエ切り張りして遊んでる人じゃないけど、でもまあ治安が悪いっていうか、もうなんかすごい文化的に底辺だなと思った記憶はある。好きな人には申し訳ないけど、いやそんな LGBT 重くそ差別するサイトなんだと今の言葉で言うとそんな感じだけど、ね、いやショットガンね今一発で持ってかなかったな。YouTube で400万人登録者の人は何だっけ？最近見てないから名前忘れちゃった。IT 弱いね。IT は信じちゃダメだね。いやでもインターネットってさ、そのなんだろうな、カオス感がいいわけじゃん。それがなんか古き良きインターネットって感じはするじゃん。まあ俺は全然好きじゃなかったけど。まあ今の SNS も似たようなもんだけどな。今の SNS もまあ文化的な、もう匿名で人をディスりまくる文化的な底辺っていう気はしなくもないからな。ゲーム動画なのになんでホモビの素材が必要なんだって言ってて本当だなと思った。へえ。サムネがアニメでアニメが持って開いたら AV を普通に流れるってこと。X の悪口はイーロン・マスクに俺消されるかもしれない。気をつけないと。そうね。だからまあ一つの文化は気づいたと思うけど、なんだろうな。アングラ文化に近いもんではあると思うけど。まあ SNS のがそういう意味ではなんかちゃんと社会権は得たなっていう気がするけどね。その広い貢献度っていう意味では実際地震の時とかに役立ってたってこともあるしね。震災の時ってさマジで電話とかメールが一切使えなくて、キャリアのね、その時代ってもうキャリアの電話とかメール使うのが当たり前の時代だったからさ、2011年って当たり前とは言わないけど でもあれで圧倒的に風向き変わったよな。LINE とか Twitter とかの方が連絡取れるってなったもんね。強っ。ベルスやっぱ強いね。
M80's taking their lumps as well, so it's not over. But you need a big game from Legacy. You need a big round from Legacy. Ice finished off. Now it's Spoit taking damage. I don't think he knows where that came from.
前世だったかどうかは分かんないな。でもあれで明らかに社会地位が上がったって感じ。まあ LINE はかなり個人チャットとしてはもう完成されてた気がするけど。これ皆さんも後消されてるじゃん。何やってる？ちょっとちゃんとルールは守ってください。スポイト強えな。あれなんかゲハ変わった感じするんだけど気のせい？窓の位置、カメラの位置変わってるだけこれ M80 は。またヘロリン変わってる。草。
Downstairs, they kind of got a helping hand from M80 playing poorly. And that's a terrible thing to say. You want to win these rounds on your own ability, not the inability of your opponents.
That is the truest statement I've ever heard.
ああ、でもなんかあれだってよ、Facebook の方が価値高かったよ、実際のところ。なんか頭いい人が使うみたいなノリだったからさ、Facebook って。もう俺は全然 Facebook 見てねえし、もういいやと思ってる。ちょっとマジで見づれ。こうもうカメラが移動した時のモワモワがすげえ気持ち悪い。酔うね。あ、これヒートチャージ焼いてんじゃない？セクシーの魂の文字付き。大学時代の友達とか Facebook 登録したけどみんなキラッキラしてる。いやもうあれに疲れるんだよね。
Nothing and Kino that secondary can opener. This might be another round where M80 will not get that primary wall opened up, and they have to now adapt. But they got the 5v5.
いや別にいいよっていう。なんか便利は便利よ。やっぱりそのなかなか疎遠な人と Facebook で連絡取れるのっていいんだけど。別に日常的にさ、他人に興味ないからさ。他人に興味ないからさ、別にって感じなんだよな。なんか連絡手段としてはマジで便利。いやこれタクティカルクロスボウ1本しかないのか。ちょっと辛いね。壊れねえ。壊れねえ。いやー結局ヒババリアか。あそこ殴って壊れんの？おデスマットが来た。うわ強い。いやでもデスマークトラック来ても慌てなくていいと思うんだよ。うわ強っ。これはでも 2.5 倍の勝利だな。いや機能が強いのも前提として大前提としてある。よっオフアングル気味やなそのポジ。あ？最後の位置が終えてなかったね。なんかゲハが変わった気がする M80。気のせいか。精神と時の部屋に入ってるぞ M80。あ、もうちょっとなんかゲーミングハウスだなっていうかチームの部屋なんだろうなみたいな、なんかデバイス関係あった気がするけど、もうなんもないじゃん。精神の時の部屋に送り込まれてるぞ M80。これは確実に。いやピック率はね2割減ぐらいにはなってると思う正直。マジシズン何が見えてるかマジでわからん。
If M80 wins this round and then can win the next, they'd fit sitting quite handsomely at a 5-2 scoreline.
注目のレガシー。いやこれ引かざるを得ないね。いやキノ頑張ってるよね。7の2じゃんすごくない？
Down goes Spoit.
あ、
So the
どこで当
Deimos,
たったん
whether
だ
you got
2階か
faded in or rise or not,
あ、違うな
if you want Deimos to work well,
同
you
じ
gotta
カメラがもうマジでわからんってシルエットすら見えてないからどこでキル取ってるか1ミリもわかんないんだけど
Rise for the last two left. Rise drops.
そうだよね
Case
ここやっぱこの
also-
人
oh, no,
あれだよ
it's
な
not case surrendered.
ライズなんだか RHZ なんだかわかんないけど2階だよな
Almost looks like he
うわ
exploded
ここ取れ
into
て
the
れば
objective.
話変わってた
Now on main stairs, fighting towards that bathroom angle.
これは辛い
Sees a tiny bit of Kino.
味方です
I mean, it was a
It's a nice shot.
いや今のは
really good shot for
カバーだと
Legacy.
思
Like, clip that. That
う
looks.
今のはしょうがない
Yeah, Jack, you clip that. That was a good shot, though. Hey.
つい
Maybe have now done the reverse.
あるぞ
Oh, but hold on. Legacy
いやーでも
sacrifice
ここでカメラマンプラントの判断即行ったの
might not have been
さすがやな
in vain.
ローテッドホール作ってないじゃん
Legacy clutched this one out. M80 was
上
in
で当
this
たるからか
situation before. Got the diffuser
これ
working
ローテッ
against
ドホー
him.
ルないよね今
This is a mirror
選択肢めちゃくちゃないぞ
of what we saw
あれ
last time.
全然
Legacy
ロ
was
ーテッド
in
作ってなくない
church
これ
just as Diffuser not far removed. Legacy
いやこれもうここしかないのよ
Last body to the right as well. Cameraman ensures that M80 does not botch the final moments at Fort.
And from so many different. Whether that's their places.
まあアザミの調整悪くないと思うけ
They're
どね
forcing Lowe's to problem
でも
solve
まあ
and work for every
AR
single
で
piece
も
of
うちょっ
this
と壊せてもいいかななんか牙張りは壊さないといけないから DMR 持ってくるはちょっとないと思うんだよな今工事されてなかったよね武器庫側も廊下から別に穴開いてなかったよねいやなんかこう雑いなロスなんか雑いよね唐突なシチズンドアップいやこれサービスだから世界中のシチズンファンがもうキャーキャー言ってるで多分うちわ持ちながら応援してるよ世界中のシチズンファンがシチズンっつってキャーって
Curious what the approach is going to be with the blitz. Normally we see like a third
まあ
of
ほぼ
the
映ってないのがポイントね
rush to the bump side, but
ほぼ映ってないっていうか
you can also use the blitz
アップ
like
し
an
アップ
Osa
すぎ
or
て
Mansour where you're trying to
顔が全部入ってないの
There are
が
a lot of options here
これ
for
ポイント
Rise and
これ演
Lowe's
出上の一番
to
のポイント
It's just a matter of what you think is most viable. When you go through like a clubhouse basement attack, you know the first step, roam clear, get the full
俺
map
バックの
control.
突き先マジで下手なんだよ
Second
な
step, reach every single hatch and wall inside that you think you can get opened up. That's what they're doing right now.
究極で完璧そういうことよ
And then the final step is, of course,
やっぱ
execute.
パンチラと
So
同じ
right
効果だ
now,
よね
for the next 30, 40 seconds, those are
ちょ
gonna
っと
gather
見える
as much
感
intel
じ
as possible, figure out the player
まあシチズンのある意味
position,
ちょっと見せない感じ
try to deal
それが
with
や
it
っぱり
right now,
世界中のファンの
defense,
心をくすぐってると
then
思う
figure out, okay, what's the weakest point for the defenders? What can we attack the simplest or easiest right now? But of course, the
まあロスとしては組み立て
blitz,
十分だけどな
that should
これブルー
be
誰か行かないと
where
じゃ
the
ないか
main execute will come from, especially since he has the diffuser.
ブルー行かなくていいのかあブルー行ったね
Rise waiting for the green light. Now charge
フリアスが行って
Ninja
お
Turtle
ー前行くんだ
Sexy Cake
セクシー
watching. M80 are completely absent from this. They've given up the bomb site.
プラント通るよなそれ
Taking damage, Sexy Cake as well.
ここからの取り返し結構むずいぞ
Clearing M80 out. Maybe Los has finally learned from this site.
お 2v2 まで行ったけど上の車線が強すぎるんじゃない
M80 will arrive
上まだいるよな
just in
そうだよね火花まだいるよね上に
Greater challenge for the M80
いや
squad.
さすがに
Los playing upstairs.
上2人か
Ursa and Legacy to hold this down.
それは
Kino,
き
the
つお
only one remaining. Bursa
嘘でしょ
dies.
ワンチャンあるよこれ
Legacy will watch as Kino goes through kitchen door to get this final
左は気づけない
of information. Los will finally
その位置は
win this
結構不安グルだ
side.
からな不安グルっていうかまあまあハイドポジとして気づかないよな今のはうまい
Fighting a horse.
あのドローンあった
This is
ら
very rare because we
ワン
never
チャン
see
外に
it
出てる
played
って判断しても
much
しょう
the
がないよ
last couple of years, but for some
い
reason,
やー
in
時間がないから
this stage alone,
クリアリング省略せざるを得ないから今のは無理だなカメラマンやっぱ M80 って頑張ってるよなおヌードルがじゃあヌードルがいまいちパッとしない M80 の中では
Clash for some reason is just like
ヌードルさんや
risen
な
in the hit rates essentially. I don't really know why that is. I don't have like a logical answer for it.
I mean, I guess we'd have to talk to the teams about why Clash has seen the pick rate that she has. There's been speculation that, you know, we've obviously partaken in, and I know that
Yeah.
other people have decided to weigh in as well, is that the slower ADS speed for every operator has dramatically changed how teams want to take engagements. Couple that with the loss of the 1.5 scope, and we're looking at a lot more longer range engagements, especially from defenders.
結局ガレージのここは
Run in
あざ
as a
みになっちゃうよ
defender and
ね。
get a couple picks by quickly ADSing with a 1.5 scope. No, you have
で
to
も
run
ここ2本残ってた
forward, you have to
ら多
run
分火の海にでき
the
んだよ
longer
な。
range scopes as we see on Wamai, as we've seen some of the
できなかった。
some of the chunky French boys. And I do wonder if that maybe because gunfights are slower and teams have changed up now in response to that how much utility
い
they
やこれ
bring
なん
clash
か
these greater
なんで合
values.
わせなかったんだろう。いや今上がってもって感じじゃないこれ。いやそれ無理じゃない。あでもシチズンが倒れてるから人数有利は作れてるのか。
Just like that. Los regain a numbers advantage. Still got the clash on the board though, and with 45 seconds remaining, M80 does still have those.
これでもう最低限のプラントにはいけますが、そこ抜くのもうあれだね。攻撃側が抜くのはやっぱりもう英国状況だからだろうね。そんな気がする。攻撃のパンチ力が強いからな。惜しい。
So like, you know, can't really
おお早いねタイムアウト。
That's good.
防衛もうちょっとできるってカサンダーなんだろうな。 ブルーサンダースさん累計で22ヶ月のサブスクありがとうございます。こんばんはということで。ロスここら辺確か頑張ってたイメージあるんだよな。
Wildcard in third, Beast Coast in fifth. What's going on here?
Yeah.
Sonics are in sixth, DZ's in
なんか
eighth.
攻撃の方がいいロスは。なんか防衛の方がちょっと無茶しすぎる感がある。
Space Station has had some struggles in matches that
いや今のニトロワンチャンあったぞ。
necessarily expect of them. So NA is not upside
もう
down,
バル
but
キリ開いてんの
it's
か。
far less predictable. Every region is having the same thing happen to them. BDS looked indomitable until they ran into ENCE the other day.
Yeah, big surprise.
ENCE is now in second place in the EU last I
か
saw.
なでさんこまいらっしゃい。
Out there. Had a great
Shocking
run.
results. VP has fallen off. You know, that happens. Teams
なんか
will go
SSG はマジで費用ごとに悪くなってる。
after they won a world championship. You go all the way back to Continuum. And what was it, season 3? They win and then they almost get relegated the very next.
順調ですね。ファーストブラッドもちゃんと取れてんだよな。
So, unpredictability is the name of the game right now in Rainbow Six, especially this matchup. Spoit dies first,
いやインビは良かったよ SSG。悪くなかったと思う。むしろ再現性の高いアプローチできてたと思うよ。ところがなんかアイコニック入ってわけわかんなくなっちゃった。ぐちゃっとしてる。何金映えって費用ごとに悪くなってるって金映えじゃあるまいして金映えって何？何の話？え？今それバーハッチ降りてたよね。これ結構ヌドにかかってるよ。あらららららららら。
Losing the plot at this moment as now Kino falters too. Cameraman against his former team, against his fellow countrymen. He's trapped inside of dirt tunnel.
いや覗き込みも遅いので今それよく
He escapes is in a
いけた
body
ね。
bag. Los takes the lead.
Position in the hallway, host up the bomb site, and then
ホスマーさんの初めてチャットありがとうございます。今の CG アッシュゾフィア、フィンカとやアタッカーピック少ない理由がよくわからない。ガジェット多いからだね。単純に。でもアッシュはかなり取ると思う。ミラー対策になるからね。あとゾフィアは多分あんま取らないと思う。足遅すぎて間に合わない。金映えって元ニコニコの配信者。肝臓壊ししにくくて。それちょっと笑えないね。いや、ガレリアの PC とか買う買わないは関係ない。あくまでアンバサダーやからさ。
Gym and bedroom defense. It's unsurprising that a team would extend out over towards cash and CCTV.
35あたりから毎日7リットルだか9リットルだかビール飲み続けて肝硬変になったらしい。何をそれをしたかったんだ。
roaming.
さつきさん
in lounge,
こん
now
にちは
down
いらっ
through
しゃ
blue,
い。
all the way through the basement of this map. Lowe's been put in a terrible spot. Noodle.
ちょっともうヌードル完全に死んじゃってるなこれ。今の何見てたんだ。全然音聞けてなかったぞ。 全然廊下側に人いなかったから音する必要なかったのに。もう結構目の前の方でゴソゴソしてたはずだったのにね。ちょっと今日音が聞こえてない日だね。
I don't know if it's bad game sense.
It seems like bad
Not
decision
necessarily
making.
misplaying down below, but now also looking in the wrong direction when you know that there's at least one player coming from that CCTV door.
Yeah, he had a
Shiri
teammate watching the
Suki-san,
ropes into his right, so he
konnichiwa.
had nothing else to worry about. Then the door to his close left, he had the shock out and ready, but either miscommunication or bad game decision from him. But thankfully for Matey, Sport got that double kill earlier on and then just dipped out of there. So despite that happening, and despite it being like a pretty wonky situation, Matey is still in a favorable position.
僕の声安心し
Got
ます
one more man
マジですか
alive. They got that strong fortified bomb site.
AMSR 効果あるかもしれないです。いやこれエリア取れてねえからな。階層までエリア取れてんのかこれ。これ人数足りないから捨てちゃってるのよ。おらスポイトいくこれ。スポイトエース狙いじゃないこれ。エース余裕かましてやる。
Look at defense.
なんかみんなガム食ってるね。
You see the silhouette? One player from AD roaming on that main
うわ
staircase.
スポイト6キル目
Another kill. Right now he is on fire, making it so hard for Lowe's to entry in this map.
ウィンナーの規制聞くと安心する。
With 11 kills, Kino with 11 kills,
どういうこっちゃ。
Citizen with 9 kills, all making
いやスポイト調子いいよ MAT。水に合ってんだろうね。まあでも防衛に関して言うと結構エース取るのは個人の踏ん張りが長くはないからな。
Still got one hard breacher, so not all hope is lost for the Brazilian turned North
でも
American
F ナット閉まって
team.
た。よく見えんかった。アイコン重なってて。
Man, oh man, you've got to attack those hatches. You've got to take control of Church, or at least try to open up dirt. And in order to do that, a Hibana is cash money.
Yeah, you got 3 Selma charges. It takes 2 to open up a single or hatch. So I think if you're Lowe's, you get kitchen hatch, hopefully. You breach open dirt, and that's really all you have to work with. There's no
昨日成長というかまあチームに合ってるんじゃないかな。もともと俺能力高い選手ですげえいい選手だねって言ってたもん。シチズンさ、それ当倍で抜くのマジでいかついよな。ラストセルマ割れた？割れてない。ガジェット勝負で負けた。
Really quite a terrible operator to lose.
人間勝ち担当じゃないよ。デビューしたオキシゲンの時マジで強かったよ。強かったっていうか、まあ、こんな気が利く選手が若い選手でいいんだなって感動したもん。うわ、スポイト強すぎ。
That's a double for him through this round. Bursa walking up Citizen with a double of his own. All 4 kills from M80 in the hands of 2 players. That will continue.
ハンドガンで顔出してきてるぞ。鬼だろ。
Where Noodle lost the one is still there. All we've seen so many teams do it before, and that step is done from Rise. Second step, connect the wall. While that's happening, Bursa and Legacy on the jacuzzi side of things, open up the jacuzzi wall and joining out master bedroom. So this is a full-on take
急に
from both
M80 巻
sides
き返
of
し
the
たね。
map, trying to close that net onto M80, who's going to be
さっ
stuck
き
in
の
the
エースの最後はさ、弾切れだったからしょうがないんだけど、今のは明らかにダッシュでさ、前に詰めるがために来たよな。
We're
う
gonna be
わ、
tracking. Oh
Oh
my.
boy.
オー
Never
マ
mind. We will track Citizen. Jump out, down goes
ちゃんとクレームを
Farius.
壊した
Having a rough game. Twitch no more. Admittedly, Twitch's gadgets would not gain huge value with the operator lineup.
あまりキック俺さっき見たよ。感動したわ俺も。
Much against the smoke.
しかもさ、なんか入ったら偶発的にそこにポジショニングしてカットしたわけじゃないじゃん。あのキックによってさ、ディフューザー解除どう考えても防衛側が間に合うシチュエーションを一発で逆転したのが胸熱だったね。それがマジででかい。
We're going to be tracking whether these teams
これ
make
わ
the
ざと足元だけ開けてんの
playoffs
かな
of the North America League. The playoffs
乗り越えられない
effectively
けど
give you a shot at making the Manchester Major. It's the upcoming major that'll be played in May. Referred to as the Major.
お、行きそうだぞこれ。
I have a fair number of people.
いた。見てた。
Regulation win for M80 secures their spot.
亀さん、こういうとこちゃんと見てるね。うわ、亀さん
Another player over by the bags of substances.
G 時間漂ってる。
Down goes Sexy Cake. Now it's all up to Bursa. Walking up red stairs. Hitting bar.
ここはさすがに反応できなかったな。
Cameraman not hear that one. But good
なるほど
news,
ね。
Citizen. First kill.
これは勝ち切ってる
Last
ね。
kill. M80 win in regulation.
あれ、ダッシュで今、スポイトトイレ行ったんじゃない
In the playoffs.
ダッシュトイレ入りましたね。
M80 will join OXG.
お、大事な一番じゃないか、ダークゼロとオキシゲン。
Okay.
これ結構絶望的な状況での
They
マッ
might
チアップだ
be
からな。
in 8th place, Nick, but they are not far removed from the top teams. Wildcard are in 3rd place, and they are at 8 points. DZ and LG are in
漏れそうって
7th
理由で
and they are at
確かに。
6 points.
確かに確かに。
Win in
どんどん
regulation
倒しに行こうとしてたのはそうかもしれない
third place. That's how close it is, and hey, taking out the best player in the league in News
結局配信調整されてない。
I mean, it is.
一試合終わったら調整されるかと思ったら調整されてねえな。まあそうか。配信切らないと無理か。
Early, it's normally Panda party time. That's the old saying where he will just not slow down and take it on the nearest. That's gonna give some confidence, but then Canadian falls shortly after. And the pulse is a very big strategical win condition for this vertical bomb site of Archives.
耐えられるのはロスの防衛か、それとも俺の暴行か。そんな感じだった。キャッチコピーつけるな。
They got the Solus. They have backup options here for DC. They still can play it out the way they're supposed to, but they can't lose any more members like the lost Canadian to Verticality.
No, and I mean, there might be some finger pointing in this season about the rules that Canadian plays on. When you consider the fact that
暴行より弱いん
well,
か、
he's,
ロ
he's
ス。
not exactly the greatest
残念ながら
mechanical
今回は
player.
そうだった
His
ね。
game sense is good, and there's no questioning his IGLing.
なんか攻めあごねて
But
る。
you're getting to a point now where if you're going to be roaming, as Pambazoo was doing, as Canadian
パンチ
was
飛び出してる。
you need to be able to win your duels. And the problem is
Ah.
that Canadian has had those struggles in the past. Maybe playing safer roles, maybe not playing Solus, Vigil, Pulse. Maybe that would help DZ, especially with
Yeah,
the
so
gamers
ball
that they have on the
kill
team. There's no denying the mechanical skill of the other 4 players. In fact, Bolo might be one of the most mechanically gifted players to ever come out of North America.
あ、ドリームさん見えそうで
Rely on
見え
those
ねえな。
players to get the kills.
うわ、強っ
No, I suppose Canadian will say that, hey, I need to play these roles to be a better IGL. He knows better than we do. He's a multi-time world champ.
ボールさん
That said, all the killing that's happening was at the hands of DZ. He has his last alive for OXG in this Teller's bomb site, and he'll die. tomorrow.
カメラマンそんなにやっぱ喋ってんだ。クリープさんまた消されてるやん。
Speaking of those mechanics,
ボーロ強いね。
Zero go off of that default game plan that they have.
Well, Canadian will go off of his traditional intel roles that we see and instead go with an operator who provides
クリップ
intel
消されるのお
to
かしいよな。
the
それちょっと
captain.
調整するわ。
One thing that is often overlooked at this level of
それ
competition
ど
is
こ
that
で見ればいいの
operators, Legion, Capkin, they are going to give you a lot of information when you either hear the entry denial devices
あ
being
ーこ
shot
れだな。
or you hear the goo mines going off. I think if you're maybe not well acquainted
俺がそもそも分か
with
ってないっていうのがあ
level
る
play, you might think that
あ
you
これ
can
か
Capkin because they walk into the Capkin traps and it kills people, and to a certain extent that is correct.
多分これでいけるは
especially
ず
if the round goes late.
これでクリーミーさんはエッチなサイトが入るはずです
Mines, Capkin traps, they all get more powerful
カメラマンやっぱり鉛すごかった
to pull off an objective, and the later into a round you get, the more likelihood there is of somebody not checking and vaulting through a window or
申し訳ない
over a wall into a frost matter hitting an EDD as they
ちょっ
walk
とナイ
through
ト
a
ボット君
doorway.
が仕事しす
They
ぎて
also
た
give
生真面目
information,
に
so Canadian, if he
仕
hears
事
one
し
of
す
those
ぎて
go
た
off, be able to say,
こちらこ
yeah,
そ
there's
クリーミーさん
one
エロサイトありがと
or
う
even if they get shot, it will slow down these attackers and work
オジ
against
プロテイン
the
さん
speed
フォローあ
that
りが
has
とうご
shown
ざいま
so
す
far
いいっすね
much of this
プロ
season.
テインが名前に入ってるのいいっすね
Has done that. I mean, 1 minute 10 seconds. They're entering the building now, but they got yellow pings, they got good intel, and they get the opening kill. Newers, they're working with Gomez. They found 2 of these actually, and now XG, they're speeding up.
と押し込まれてる。でも確かこの試合結構ダークゼロ調子良かったよ。カメラさんいいね。情報どうやって取ったんだ今。俺のおすすめプロテインはバルクスですね。VALX。山本さんっていう先生がプロデュースしてる。強ゴメス。いや、この試合マジでちゃんとした画質で見たかった。
I think both Diaz and Gomez look far more comfortable on this OXG roster than they did on the M80 roster. Maybe that's a hot take to be had. It's also a much smaller sample size. They played a lot more games with M80 than they have with OXG.
15 seconds remaining.
Right now, they are gelling.
あ、時間ないんだ。
Oxygen have made the roster moves needed to be real winners, and they haven't dropped a
お
game
お、カナさんいいショッ
just yet.
ト。
Now the rubber meets the
でも
road.
前攻めしなきゃいけんじゃないの？
Diffuser, 5 seconds left. Canadian far enough back. He's holding them at bay.
これケツ水。
On the final second.
うわー、ボーロこれは頭いい。
Bolo is there to scare him off, and DZ will go up 2-0.
ギリギリまで隠れてたね。 プラントポジが分かんなかったのか。入り口でも良かった気がするけどな。杏仁豆腐のプロテイン味マジでうまい。間違えた今。杏仁豆腐の味はうまいよ。
Doesn't find anything. Instead, Pambazoo will look Zadman towards where Newers has rappelled in. We have come to.
いや、ちょっとオキシゲンもったいないラウンド続いてるね。
Nick, we finally have sound.
There it is. We're so back.
We've done it.
何今インテロが拍手しまくってた。何の音だ
We've been operating so far the entire broadcast without any sound.
We are so back.
We are so back. We can finally hear things, and that is great.
Sound is
Hopefully that means the
pretty
casting
crucial.
will improve as well.
I was gonna say, it's hard to catch that sound, you know? You don't hear those small cues all the time. Like
カナ
that
さんはやっぱりパルスか。
Yep.
Can't hear things going on.
ダークゼロ
You can't hear
パルスって出たっ
things
け
you don't know where people are
出てないよ
coming
ね。今回も SSG で出ちゃってるから
There
出ないだろ
hasn't
う
been
な。
an early death so far. Newers is so close to dealing with Bolo. Honestly, it's a dream matchup. Two exceptionally talented, skilled players.
いや
Mechanically gifted. Newers thought he had the all clear. He did not. Bolo persists in this
反応がボーロさん。うわ、先打ち
Bolo had a lineup onto Diaz, who swung the door into pre-fire from the
いや、ちょっとこれ前いけないよな。
through OXG. Just Dream and Gomez. Oxygen in
下は
trouble
取って
early
くれた
on.
けど、
Easy if not
ボル
suffered a
カンは
single
燃え
point
てるの
damage.
かこれ。
I mean,
二人とも
I mean,
二人ともちょっと火にやられる。
Relax, okay? Dream, Gomez, slow down. Wait here, 20 seconds, right? Tick, tick, tock. There we go. Into the room.
うわー、いいガス。
Guess what? Another
これもうガスの存在見たらいけないんじゃないか。
They're forced to go somewhere else.
Down goes Dream. Flawless round on the books right now for DZ as multiple players will all try to hunt down Gomez. Pambazoo, a multi-catch for
ちょっと本気出してるよ、ダークゼロが。
I mean, while defense or J type, they're not going.
なんか、あれだね、リソース寄せてなんか崩せてない感じがあるな。
7-3. So if the average score against OXG right
なん
now
か広がってる防衛ラインに対して3万的に当たっちゃって、
DZ is almost there and we've only
結
played
果
3 rounds so far.
削られちゃってるって感じするな。まあ当たり方うまいけど。
Shooting the overalls,
Oh,
shooting
man.
shooting common man's goods. We got the bourgeoisie on the board.
ハード
folks.
ブリーチングチャージしかないの？もうセルもめっちゃあるよな。
Got the what now?
Bourgeoisie.
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 この定点最近
That
流
was
行ってる
a
ね。
reference solely for Lynx, by the way, and I'm sure he enjoyed it.
ああ、わざとこれインパクト投げさせたのか。
Do I try my best? He is my son
He's your
after all.
son.
そう、これ確かボーロがボーロしてる試合だ
Half
と
of the
思
way
う。
through the round, OXG's focus is on that garage wall. Looks like they've opened it up. They also strike
来たね、マ
first.
ジで。
There's Newers on yellow stairs.
最強銃だ、これ来た。
Ever closer
マジでこの
to
銃
the
癖ない
after killing Pambazoo.
Good start. Got Yogg on the nerf for the flank late round. Comes off the side.
ナイトボットの弾幕が来た。
Striking from
ち
multiple
ょっと
locations.
あれだな
For once, you see it here?
5分ぐらいずらさない
On
と
the visa staircase,
倍
can
数で
see
被っ
those
ちゃってる可能
cameras,
性あ
but
る。
can be heard. You no longer silent or reduced audio with that gadget activation. There was a nuke that came out 6 months ago. Dream, fire, smoke, OXG go, Yogg flank. That's the whole game plan right now for OXG.
モスンさ
Amidst the smoke, we'll
ほら、
try to
ありがとうございます。
reposition NJR, the first kill for DZ Diffuser. Being pinged by Canadian as he's allowing all of DZ to get their licks in.
おすごい上から抜いてん
NJR,
じゃん
a huge round so far, all 3 kills. Now he's dropped by Yaga, who's sensational in this spot.
反対側押さえたけど手動が落ちちゃったね。
You thought that
差し役しか残ってないから
spot in pro play, did you?
これでも上取られてるから絶望的だぞ結
Watch out now in
構。
the 1v2 where DZ goes up 4-0. Yaga had gone over to
拾えたが
M80 during SI. Now back to OXG, but
拾え
still
た
playing
がだ
with
ね。
Gomez and Diaz as he was in Brazil. Canadian will see exactly where that diffuser's going down. Will he put himself in
いや
harm's
これはもう
way?
2人で当たるしかない
Allows it to go off. Imperative that he and
うまい。
Bolo work together.
結局ボーロでした。
Gets the kill. Who gets the diffuser though? That's the question. Do you give it?
Yeah, again, just get the player as a team. You don't have to
疲れた時に飲むもの。
down early.
疲れた時に飲むもの。まあ甘いものは取るかもしんないね。飲み物に限らず。
Downstairs?
でもなんかこれっていうのはないな。
That's where he spent a great deal of
基本
time
的にお茶
before,
と
but
か。いやまあ基本的に水だね。
I don't know if
あんまり味のついたものは飲まないですね。
Visa,
今
if he
たま
wants
た
to
まなん
back
か手元
upstairs
に
or down below.
ボスのさ
Yaga's got
とろける
three
白
on
桃オレっていうのなんだけど
his cross.
ボスたまにこのね
If
オ
this
レで
silhouette
美味しいやつ出すんだ
don't
よ
betray me, this
前も
might
す
be
げ
a
えハマったやつ
very
があるんだ
tough spot for Canadian.
これ今多分売られてますコンビニ
Viewers
で
walks in up top.
いやちょっとなんかあれだね広がってる相手を崩せないね
Pan Bazoo's got so many bullets in
パーティータイム
that
来たじゃんこれ
Hasn't reloaded, still has 28 more.
ラーシーさん初めのチャットありがとうございますココアに砂糖入れて飲んだら疲れが吹き飛びますよ甘すぎじゃないそれ
Gomez and Newers are gone, and there's
なんか効きそうな感じはすごいするけど
That was just bad for Oxygen. The drone arrived to find the roamer
あ
after
確かに
both
みんなの
members
健
had
康法
died
とか
on the
聞くのいい
entry,
な
so
メ
they're
ンバー
being
配信で
sold. I mean, I don't blame Yaku for
次
that
それ
because
聞こう
what are you gonna do here? You're playing 3v5,
みんなの
but
健康術
Oxygen, they're the team when they look disjointed. They're not droning for each other. They're not playing
あ
together.
クエンさんあ
They're
り
not
だ
getting
ね
into the building, and they look frustrated. And I mean, DC are doing
でも俺
a great
上
job
も手
making
段
it
から取ってんだ
difficult
よ
for
な
them. It's hard to problem solve right now. And if you start falling apart in those early engagements, you get frustrated in the server. You start tilting a little bit.
ハンバットボーロ
Counter
倒しても
hitting
カナ
their
さんいるの
marks.
きつすぎ
It's
そん
tough,
な
man.
にきつくな
You
い
gotta do something here. You might as well just go for a side rush or something because clearly the good old default takes for Oxygen
あビターめのココアに入れるのか確かにそれいいねココアってカカオ率高い感じするもんなあとコーヒーよりもココアの方がまろやかじゃん気持ちはわかる
cross into projector. As long as he
嘘
can
でしょ
actually
嘘
hold
で
this
しょ
out, he might be in good spot.
嘘でしょ
He's gonna go for a run through main door. This is as
嘘でし
clear
ょ
as it can get.
嘘でしょ
Nobody from OXG to catch him.
嘘でしょ
Dream in hot pursuit.
キャスターも笑っとるが
Is this really
い
the
や
best
それそのま
use
ま
of
行く
your
の
time?
結構きついぞうわよく勝ったドリームさんそれ
Alive. There we go. Pamazu might have overstayed his welcome. A labyrinth of
Welcome.
closed doors awaits Dream.
15 seconds.
You guys will need to link up with him. Spots a player from DZ, but
毎日青汁納豆卵だけは必須で食ってますいいねそ
He's
れ
got a very quiet game. He gets on the board by
みんなの
King
健
Dream
康法
this
聞くの
round.
楽し
There's
み
Bolo with the shot.
7-0.
いやなんかギリギリに来てからダークゼロちょっとエンジンかかった気するなこれギリギリに追い込まれてダークゼログッとエンジンかかってきてするなこれな
When you let them do that to you, you're
ガッ
not
チャンみたい
gonna
なムーブだ
stop
ね
until it's over. And then it very well could be like a 7-0 or a 7-1 here favoring DC.
いやーこの試合もっと高画質でちゃんと見たかった。 残念ながらこれ見たら今日終わりだな。19時ってあっという間に来るんだね。びっくりだよ俺。
Scouting for intel. Now it comes down to the 1v1 here between Gomez and Canadian, but Gomez has drone intel as well. It's not a fair fight for Canadian, so he has to either escape with his life intact or win the engagement.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm putting my money on Gomez here.
Okay. I believe in Troy. Come on. Come on, Troy. Okay,
I was right.
you're right. I'm sorry.
Gomez destroys Canadian down below.
Recovered the diffuser.
think the bigger thing for the Pulse, though, is just simply wasting the time. And again, if you've got Bolo playing the way he has, NJR having a 3-piece in 1 round, Bambuzu.
ドローン回ってんのかなり思い切って走ってたけどな。
To be fact, who in fact is great. I mean, you don't need to do anything. All you need to do
シュー
is
リップ
just
君ね。
waste time, and that's exactly
ま
what
あ、ア
they
グレッ
did.
シブ
I
な
know I started
プレイ
off
スタイル
this
は
podcast
共通する部
by
分があ
pointing
る
my
ね。
finger at Canadian and saying, you know, hey, maybe we might
見慣れた
see
スロー
more
スター
roles
ト
that he plays on in the
いやもうでもスロースタートで語れないぐらいもうギリまで来てるけどなこれな。
I knew that Darkseer would bounce back at some point. I didn't expect this kind of fall off for OXG though, Nick. Oh
I
my.
didn't either.
Were you coughing because
突き上げを
because that's exactly what
覗き込んだねこれ。
Gomez dies to NJR who's still holding this same position.
まあむずいんだよな正直。
Toxic canister got and Dream is just at this point just
突き上げしても床が抜けて上から強い車線に見られる可能性は十分あるからな。
This is well timed by Darkseer.
それはまあ難
No one's
しいね。
helping Dream, by the way. He's trying to set things up, being the bait player. They're gonna try and go into that CEO window, but if no one helps Dream, he can
ボールは
progress
だいぶやってるよ
fast and
CG マジで。
fake
う
those.
ー
Very
ほほ
smart here.
そしてボールもさりげなくキルってるから。
Doubling up on those kills.
うわドリームさん
Dream has been
ドリーム
the
さん
star of the show from a spectator perspective.
時間が
Ooh, from DZ, we'll get this
ドリームさん
last
最後もボールか。
11-0 to start the
田中
first
田中田
half.
中田中さんいらっしゃい。
Good God. And Tremolo played twice. Only through
ボール11の0です。まあ6対0だからね。
can pick it up. Newer sits on a 2-5 score line. 3 points for Dark Zero would push them up into
そうね
third place.
ネタにされてたよね。俺もそのポスト見た記
Just
憶
jump
があ
ahead
る。
a wild card in Space Station.
その前
However,
ゼロだったっけって思った
both
記憶あん
teams
だよね。
still have matches to
まあさっき見ただけ
play,
なんだけど。
Easy jumping up in the standings is good for them, obviously. Gets them out of the basement right now that they share with
いや、
them
ビースト交差点マジでダークゼロ、さっき何回も言うけど、覇気がなかった。
All of these teams
特に
are
カナ
so
さん
close together.
カナさんの覇気がないのが気になる。
Third and eighth. A minute off of the clock, Nick and DZ bringing a bit of a different lineup than what we saw from OXG.
Didn't Bolo have like a 0.00 rating game recently where he was like 0-8, and then now he's 11-0 with
ゼロですってやばいよ。でもNGR も何気に7-3だからな。
Assuming that DC, of course,
パンちゃん逆にあんなに活躍してたように見えるのに5の4だから。まあそれでも6ラウンドで5の4はだいぶすごいんだけどね。KPR1 に近いし。
It's like overtime and they win out eventually, but it's such a struggle and it creates heart attacks for their fans. DC are playing it very slow and methodical right now. They want to get the early pick. When I pick this apart, it's a limited top 4 take. Kind of like on Cafe, where they take like one control of like admin,
So only to
you
Atsin,
take
right?
downstairs and they attack the bomb site instead. But with Solus open, you can read that. You can see where those air jets are, destroy them, see where those drones are, go for a
He's
flank.
not.
Neurus also has a good read. They know where the attack is coming from, but DC, they're progressing. They got the drone, they got the guns behind it, and they're moving forward and closing in on the bomb site itself.
I don't know if you saw this, but the other day in the OS League, the circular spheres
これ怖いよな。
had the best rating that we've ever seen.
あ
by SiegeGG.
カナさんが
0.85.
長を持ってきている。
15-0.
何その内壁の
Polo
こと。
11-0 is certainly trying to challenge that, almost as if he took that personally. Mind you, he wasn't the one that was holding on to that rating, so it's not like he lost anything.
いや、
But
これいけんじゃ
certainly
ない
terrific
か。
performance from Bolo.
上から見られない限り通る気するけどな。上をどう見させないようにするんだろう。いやこれね、あ、いくかちょっと。
This is very, very bad, though. Carving into the wall does not allow Canadian to get through. He has no protection. There goes a nitro cell. Pambazu dies. Trading off. Zip goes down. Canadian goes down. Bolo save the KD. You just need to live for another second. Don't die. Good. Job done. OXG gets done on their.
完全に今
Just like
タロエットシールド低かったよね。
What about this
おもろや
gunfight?
な。
What about this engagement I might have in a second? You just play multi, you extend your shield, you go, hey, this room is clear, that room is clear, any over here on yellow ping. Guys, we're gonna try and plant this corner. NJR protect me, whatever the case might be.
まあまあでも6-0の折り返しだから圧倒的有利だからな。
Of those small details in the round.
B 生物さんこん
Also,
にちは。
if you're the Munty,
カナさんも
you
苦
can
笑してるだ
stop
ろ。
people out of their own clear. If you find Yogg up top floor and you're Munty, you can take him down. If you go basement tier and you find anybody in servers, you can also take them down. And it's just important that somebody helps Troy. Like one gun behind him is all he needs to just start taking map control. We see it right now. Drones the room, walks in, you know it's free, completely free.
ロスがやばいです。どういう
If
こ
there
と？
were any roamers, there's not.
ロスはもうちょっとノーチャンスな感じしてるよ。
Something that
うまっ。
obviously because we couldn't hear the death.
バリフってそんなに綺麗に開くもんな
No,
の？
but he was indeed 0 and 8. So
Yeah.
you were correct about that one. Jesse actually mentioned it, and it was Bolo's worst game of his career, which is a heck of a time to have it.
It's one of the
Always
worst
gonna
games
have
ever.
a worst game of your career. It exists for everybody.
これがっつりサーバー攻めだね。
A middle stage match when things are not as bad as they could be. Why not? Get it out of the way.
カンさんはでもモンターにうまいからな。
Early and catch fire when it matters the most.
いいやった
0 on fire so far through this match against OXG. 6-1 the score line as you can see on
ピ
the
ック
top
してきた
of the
ぞ。
screen.
このゴメスを読み切れるか。
OXG knows the assault coming from the east side of this map. And there's the Monty taking a lot of damage. Grim of Pambazu looking to
Whoa.
strike Gomez in a tough spot.
シンプルにシールドバッシュした。いやでもディフューザードロップしたぞ。
But not dead.
後続を押し込めるか。
Come to blows, both teams. There goes Diaz Pambazu in on it.
おっと
Goodbye, Yaga. 12 and 0 for Bolo. He doesn't die. DZ wins the
終わった。
match. 12-0 for Jason Doty.
ソロでトーチうまくやるようになるためには結構練習しないとダメだと思う。俺それがめんどくさくてやらなかった。ぶっちゃけますと。この辺りいく。お、ルミノシートワイルドカードか。なかなか見ものやな。いや、ワイルドカード結構いいんだよな。
The fourth highest KOST. It has been a tremendous glow up for Kansan. And I mean, when he was on that Sonics roster, I don't think anybody ever doubted his capabilities as a competitor when it comes to mechanical aim. But the rumors were to be true, and I can't even recall if Sonics ever actually made an official statement about this. The issues that Kansan had on the team was just simply with gelling
あ
with
あ
the team.
ハードブリッ
It
ジ
wasn't
結構
that he
余って
wasn't
る
a good
の。も
gunner.
うそこに使うんだと思ったね。
In that sense, as long as he can gel with this wild card roster, you get the best out of him. Wouldn't really surprise me to see him continue to play the way he does. Wildcard also has Bosco near the top of ratings. It's been a great bounce back for
Yes.
Bosco, who took quite a long time off, but there's a reason why we call him the Boss Goat.
So nice having it back, honestly, and he brings that old school vibe to the new version of Siege. I feel like, you know, as an old fan of the game, an old player of the game myself. Wildcard, very basic round right now, going to that, you know, second phase of opening things up, and now entering that third mini execute here. Eddie holding blue with the shield, being annoying towards the attackers, and might become problematic here. No, there's a grenade, should clear the shield. They're gonna peel back a little bit. There's a double team up here on blue, trying to deny one of the
今8壊せた。
for
壊
the
せてるな。
attackers. He's going out. His
うわ
wildcard
ーいいタイミン
right
グ
now.
今ガスの中突っ切ったな
They will go, both teams, in fact. Wi-Fi
ところがどっこいしょ
cleaning up with 2 kills. Eddie holding inside of blue. He knows there's another coming.
Bomb located by
Hiker creeping up.
いや HP 状況が
Eddie still in this position. Wi-Fi
さすがに厳しすぎた
a third kill. Spiker was holding over by blue. Now over towards pillar, looking hallway.
それ
He eliminates what remains of Wi-Fi. It was only a single bullet. Spiker will also grab that diffuser. Next player up, tucked into freezer door.
危ね
No cross to be
あれ伏せてるから
established. Eddie is
大
on
丈
the
夫なんじ
ground.
ゃない
Kicks throw, holding the
危ね
door to get the final kill on Luminos.
Drop those small errors. I thought, but losing a
いや Wi-Fi は最近強いらしい
Because
ど
I'm
の
not
試合
gonna
も
surrender this map control. Silent's gonna punch the window, and if it's being watched, he might die. But no, it's not. He finds
Oh?
a free pick.
なんか固定カメラ残ってるくせえな今の打ち方
Not the start that Kansan wanted, especially after I just hyped him up in that previous round.
That's the curse.
0 and 2. I'm You don't get to thrust that upon me. No.
I don't know.
Island's still in a pretty advantageous spot up here.
Oh yeah.
1 minute from wild card spent on trying to flush Silent out of the top of back tower.
無線通信が強いって何これ
Maybe it's time to use
やや
that
こしい
time and that focus elsewhere. Wild card
ビーストコーストにはディフューザーいる
through
し
bedroom. Open up closet
ディフューザー
wall
が強い
games.
って意味わかんなくないシージ1からすると
Taking some damage as LG finds some
ややこしいの
targets
ANA は今
from wild card. Can't shoot back though. Now it's Bosco to find one of his own. He suffers for it. There's adrenal surge that will go out now as wild card are opening up attic, at least from trophy. That's not usually the way.
サイレントやっぱいい選手だよな
Down goes Spiker. I wonder where Silent has
い
ended
やこれ
up.
壁
His
の
last
裏
time we
は
saw him, he
あ
was
なるほ
on
ど
an expedition
いい騎馬バリアだ
over towards T3.
なんかサイレントが暴れ散らかしてんね。どうなってんのこれ。
Silence got 3 kills.
ビクター側が全部野放しになってんじゃん。
Nobody from Wildcard has been able to shake him off. Vertical and Bosco now looking at a more linear attack. Vertical, last one standing. LG have only suffered some damage to Wi-Fi, and they will get a
落ち着いてる
flawless round.
ね。
Team dies. I gotta expose their fights, weapons, and die. He is successful in the gunfight. It started this. They were locked out from the
アストロとアストロ、
moment
ネ
the
ス
cats died.
とネスキングが
And
やや
that's
こし
not
い。
a
アストロとアストロはマジで
good
一緒だから
start.
単純に
Once more, but
単純に一緒
he's
ですか
successful in
ら
the gunfight. And now Wildcard, they have the advantage. It's Churcher bomb side. They're in the favorable spot with an advantage in that first opening duel, and they have 5 players alive. It's good stuff.
これサードポイントでファーストブラッド取られたんでちょっと痛いね。まあ多分サードポイントだから狙いに行ったんだと思う
Still
け
got
ど
two adrenal surges as well from Vertical to try and get Kamsin back up to full HP. Obviously, I'm no numbers guy, but we'll get awfully close. One thing with Gridlock is that Gridlock being a not a 3 armor anymore, being a 3 health. She has more HP than everybody else. I don't know about you, but I still die hard with the
Armor and speed.
armor versus speed, etc. Yeah.
Oh, me too. I call them 1 speeds instead of calling them 3 healths. That's how I go about it.
これ上取らないとね。
Some players, they don't like playing those
ここ
like
壊され
speed
た。
operators because
壊されたらだい
they're
ぶまずい
very
です
slow. Okay, good night.
軍内。
Doesn't matter if you're standing still like Spiker was, but if you stand still in a gunfight, you might just lose out because, of course, having movement in siege doesn't there's no penalty in your aim
時
accuracy,
代は
so
も
you
う
might as well be
2.5倍や
moving
ね。
while shooting. 4v4 now, Wildcard, they get the opening pick, and now they're rotating upstairs to try and pick apart this roam, but this is where things get
ネイビュー
difficult.
第9よ
You
く似
got
た
those
親戚なの
huge
って私
jammers in
何
the
す
top.
る
You got
何
Doom
それ
Mines. Rambi takes down the Legion.
それ面白すぎるだろ。
3K in this round, and Wildcard, they're still progressing up top floor.
ダルファーの娘のキャンディー・ダルファーじゃあるまいし、何の話してんの
Vertical finding every
何
goo
それ
mine.
何の話プロレスラー
Can. Goo Magnet. Realizes he's got control of Attic. There's nobody there now. Contested wild card, having some
い
issues.
やー、粘るね。
We go back to a 3v3.
ルミノシティ我慢強いな。
Six row and Silent died on side of LG. Now it's Spiker and Bosco who have faltered.
まとめられる
Bosco's
か。
searching for his first
下にいるけどな。
Ditto for Vertical. You really have your default.
突き下げ効率が。抜いたーいや、いいかわ。でもディフューザーが上に落ちてる。
Called it a hat trick. Rampy outduels him. Wildcard can keep trading.
うわ、エディが上がってんじゃ
It's a
ん。
good spot to be in, but you can't trade your way down. You need to get that diffuser into the bomb site and get it.
うわ、エディ間に合った。
Vertical will surrender the case, and Luminosity looks poised and
これ
ready
無
to
理
go
よ
up to a
だってディフューザーないっしょ
3-0 lead. Unless Rampy has something to say about that. Soft wall to his right, flashing to his left. And Wi-Fi is there.
Inside,
いや、今、エディのリテイクすごかったな。屋根裏からよく上がったね。
Now it's Luminosity springing out to a 3-0 lead over Wildcard. Probably a good time to talk about the site stats, though. Oregon's the second most played map in North America, and it is a very defender.
魔王と魔王が親子だった説も提唱する。なんでや。
Laundry supply you expect the
ダルファーは
defenders
ミュージシャンなんだ。
to
へえ。
Worms actually is
全然わかんないです。
37% win rate for the defenders. That's very low for a highly played site. It's been played 19 times. Overall, Oregon, 54% of all rounds won by the defenders, 46% of rounds won by the attackers. It's not a huge difference.
このラウンド取られるといよいよだね。
Certainly shouldn't explain the 3-0 lead
最近
that
オレ
LG
ゴン結構
has.
攻撃取ってるイメージあるからな。
Rome game's been used up. They burn half the clock though. 1 minute 35 seconds left.
ノムジュンさん、フォローありがとう
Now
ござい
playing
ま
that
す。
5v5 round again.
スピークイージーさんも忘れてはならない。ああ。今、スピークイージーアジアの方は頑張ってるからね。エレベートで。エレベートの中心選手が。
So they're a bit slower, and you might not think 20 seconds, not a big deal, right? Well, it kind of is. Because after breaching those hatches, gotta start taking staircase control. And they gotta join the bomb side. Then they gotta get all the 5 players in the right positions and get ready to execute. And of course, one last final check, drone those exact player positions again for updated
残り
information.
1分地下固めるプランはまあそうだろうなって感じ
We
だ
see
よ
a
ね。
more, I would not say passive setup, because there's no Asami, So Wi-Fi also in blue, playing an elbow with the shield instead of blue double door. And again, LG, they're trying to figure out where is the attack coming from. They're putting out those feelers, going for some swings, trying to get intel, but they won't know for sure until they see the fire and smoke from Capitao. And
おお、ハッチダイブ。
Wildcard's
おお、タクティカルクロスボウ高ないんだ。
Perfect time to do that. They haven't cleared freezer though.
ちょっと木をてらった感じでいったが
Looking for more, only the single kill for Wildcard.
い
LG
ったが
clobbering WC.
今、ガジェット使って予備動作で読まれるの嫌がっていったね。まあ嫌がったというか、そういう練習をそもそもしてたんだろうな。
This is a hopeless situation. Toss out a grenade. It's greeted by the magnet. Now there will be a shotgun around the corner waiting for him. He somehow outduels
それはむずい。
Did he get himself up in time with the adrenal
こと
surge? He can, but Wi-Fi seals the deal. What a
though, kill not victory with it either. I like the drone work. I like the setup. I like the operator picks. So it's not really the bigger picture that's falling apart. It's those minor
いや、5をつく方法も、5を積む方法も持ってんじゃない？阿佐ヶ谷姉妹と加納姉妹は姉妹じゃない。これ豆知識だ。ユニット名だからね、あれな。阿佐ヶ谷姉妹はでも兄弟じゃないっていうのは結構意外だったよね。すごいそっくりだったから。しかも一緒に住んでるんでしょ。今はどうかわかんない。もうずっと一緒に住んで活動してたらしい。面白すぎるよ。
Every round, that is nowhere near close. I mean, really isn't that much of a difference between Luminosity to Wildcard. Yeah, Wildcard were in third place until DZ vaulted over them after the last
まあ夫婦はよく似るっていう。まあそれは同調能力が人間にはあるからそうなるはなるよなとは思うけど。
In North America, there is a logjam. All of these teams are so close to one another in the standings. You're gonna have to scrap for every single point you can get. And right now, Luminosity up 4-0. Hoping for a 5-0.
当たりどころ作れないね。
Already killed Spiker and
やっぱなんかオレゴンだから攻撃でちょっとすかさないとっていうか相手の思惑ずらさないとって頑張ってんだけど何一つ刺さってない。その隙間は何の隙間って感じだな。よく見えるなバーティクルそれ。大悟北川景子夫婦本当に似てる。そうか。
Where are Kansan and Bosco? These are your 2-star players. Look at the stats, and these guys are clobbering.
美穂さんがコーヒー牛乳固めて出たとしてる。何なんですか。山田さんと一緒に住めば5、6を生み出せるようになります。別に一緒に住んでもならないと思います。私生活で5、6は別に言ってないんで。
And will prompt a timeout for Wildcard. Look at Vert. He's big chillin' at this point. At once the kill. They're hungry for it. Break the spirits of Wildcard.
厳しいね。タイムアウト取っちゃったもんね。美穂さんは阿佐ヶ谷姉妹の妹の方。そうなんだ。阿佐ヶ谷姉妹ってユニット名しか知らないから。この間さ、ミカ様のカスタムでさ、ザッタッチさんと初めて共演したので、で、MC 席が俺、ミカ様、ザッタッチさんの計4人だったんだけど、じゃあタッチさんこちらでみたいな話するじゃん。でもどっちが、和也さんで、どっちが拓也さんか分からなかったの。だからなんか始まる前にミカ様に聞いてもらおうと思ったら「おい直接聞けよ」っつって怒られてしょうがねえと思って「すいませんどっちがザ・タッチさんの拓也さんでどっちが和也さんですか教えていただいていいですか?」って聞いたら「あじゃあ今の時間は僕が拓也です」って言われて「えっ?」てなった。真実が見えない。ほんとそっくり2人。お二人マジでそっくりだったな。一応その後ね着ている服のあれで教えてもらったんだけどこれマジでこれで言ったら本当どうするんだ俺みたいないや俺本当にゲームバラエティやりたかったからめちゃくちゃ楽しかったわ現場やっぱ芸人さんってすごいなって改めて思った裏でもそんな感じよ全然
took about the first minute of the
裏でも
round,
もう
but
現場
what about
盛り
the
上げよう
second
として
minute?
すごい
They have not moved from this
気
position.
さくに
They're still in
話し
the
か
big
けてくだ
tower,
さる。
barely in the building, struggling with those keeper barriers, not destroying the soft wall, and Wi-Fi has gone undroned in tower. I don't think they know this. And if
で
they don't
3
drone
人
it
で
out,
踊るっていう
this
ね
will be trouble later on.
奇跡の
Because if
本当に
Wi-Fi
ありが
just
た
sits back
い
in that corner, he can get
コー
one
ナーを
pick,
作っていただい
throw
た
on
んだ
a
け
touch
ど
of bait, and stall the time
あ
and
の
keep the
アドリブ
enemies at
で
bay. There's only 45 seconds.
ソロダンス
Wi-Fi can
拓也とか
single-handedly win this
う
round
わ
for his team. Oh no!
There goes the phone calls and now a smoke as well. Wi-Fi
俺もソロさせられ
has
た。
got access to the case. They'll ping it. The
これ
rest
一回
of
ドローン
LG
回ったところに入り直したな。
actions. There go the flashbangs.
やばいやばい
as well.
貪欲に狙ってる。
Great
外に投げてい
Wi-Fi
く。
as he's
これワン
trapped
チャン
and
動けん
needs
じ
to
ゃ
get
ない
out of this position. But look at
うわ
that. They're
うわー
had and Wi-Fi
これランクじゃん。
There with a 6-0 first half for LG.
Yeah,
あロッテリアさんの動画でしょあれ面白かったよ。マジか 6-0 かこの試合。
1 minute 45 seconds and get to the bomb site in a 5v5. And that should be it. It should be the round over for them if they
そ
can
こま
get
で
there.
差がある
And
2
there's
チームじゃ
no
ない
room
けど
for
な
wild。card. So they should
今
get
のは
there. There's
Wi-Fi の
nothing stopping them from getting there.
IQ1 億プレイ出たね。
Oh well. This has been 2 matches in a row now that really been just dumbfounding results. Might be a sense of defeat for Wildcard.
多分
Bosco
あの
still
階段
held off
守っ
the
て
scorching.
て一回ドローン回って音聞いて入り直したと思うんだよなあれ。
Previous match, you had Bolo who didn't die
か単純に回ってなかっ
once.
た
This
の
time
二
you
択だ
got
と思う
Bolo,
け
but
ど。
this time you got Bosco, similar name, but
Uh-oh.
unable to get a kill. Oh,
Uh-oh.
the differences here. You talked about getting hatches open. This is the exact timer that you said LG needed to get the job done, so they are working the clock as effectively as you could imagine. 90
They are.
seconds left, 90 seconds played.
They are very efficient. One, wildcard not making it hard for them, but two, LG, they know what they want right now. They're very decisive. And again, all they gotta do now, get into the right player positions, drone one final time, and then choose a direction. Front take or back take. Right now it's 2 laundry, 2 freezer, 1 meeting hatch. You two goes out, walk down the staircases, and win those gunfights. And then you will take this round, you will take this match.
Certainly not the outcome that we expected. Whether you had
ロビーと
Wildcard
冷
or
凍
not,
か。で裏のハットが差し役だね。
Wildcard have seemingly been without an answer.
結構タクティカルクロスボウちゃんと入れれるかどうかだな
Not。just their defender strats, but also
ガスはあと1個ある。スモークでいった。
Both of them expended, and LG will want to walk in. They're greeted with some gas.
うわ
Wildcard starting off
置いてた。
killing and actually holding up their end of their bargain quite effectively. Luminosity will answer back, but they've got a lot of work cut out for them.
そうだね前詰めが必要ね。気をついてズブズブになってる。 プラントいけちゃうぞ。いやー右。いやー今の英国の悪いとこ出たね。今のは英国の悪いとこ出たよ。
Win as a defender. Toxic Babe today. Looking alive on the attack.
今のは右見れねえ
They're
べ。
gonna be as proactive and like entry the building and try and take away map control because that's
いや
your
よく持ってっ
defender
た
now.
ねルミノシティ。
But you still gotta put up a fight and go for those engagements together. Hey, I need a buddy over here. Let's swing this person together. 3, 2, 1, and make that 2-1 happen. They did it last round in the 2 versus 1 post plant. They gotta do it now again on this bomb
め
site
ちゃめ
every
ちゃ
single round going forward.
キックス4の PC 光ってる。
Yeah, I mean you gotta go perfect.
そうねストレートは回避したけどサードポイントあるからなオレゴンは言うて。あとマジで今の関係やっぱり外からのロックが強いからやっぱ英国がちょっと機能してる気がするけどな。
Relatively evenly matched. I mean, Wildcard on paper were the better roster. Sometimes upsets do happen. How close the standings are, I don't know if we can consider this an upset. 13 kills from Wi-Fi, by the way, as he starts off the killing. Bosco got his first kill in the previous round, but if this is it, well, old friend, you're going to finish 1-8.
さすがに。
The slow ADS changes showing
うわ一気に襲いかかった。
what happens is Xro dies to Kansan that the only
いやでもまだ強ポジなんだよな。
Hold on a second. Cavalry is
窓は入ってるな。
Rampy and Spiker both working together to get 2 kills.
あーまだ抑えたか。いやこれ疑似的な 1V になってるから。でも HP が少なすぎる。その頭1個は見えん。これでサードポイントか。まあでもオレゴンはあれぐらい無茶しないと2回で力取れんからな。いいアタックではなく、いいアタックだったんではないでしょうか。ランピー喧嘩上等だからな。え Wi-Fi 何が見えてるの？インテルも普通に流してるけど。
Wi-Fi's gotten a kill in almost every single round of this match. Getting 1 kill in every round is elite territory, frankly. I remember there was a period of time where Shaiko had something like a 1.08 AD. People were like, wow, 1 kill a round.
AD が上でやられた。
You can consistently get 1 pick every time you
ステージ
play
にいる
a
の
round.
分かっ
That's
て
very
る。
impressive. Just as impressive as that kill onto Eddie from Kansan.
ビッグタワーこれ警戒できるか。あでも抜けてる可能性は推測できるのか。似てる？まずいですよこれルミノシティ。Wi-Fi 見ないといけないとこ多すぎる。うわ強っ！ Wi-Fi 絶対当てるやん。
Wildcard will ride out this favorable side. Kansan still on back tower stairs. Kixrow doesn't seem to know that. Once the smoke clears, the Valkyrie will be shown.
壊せてる。わあギリ見えてんのか。さすがの Wi-Fi でもエリほぼ取れてないからな。
Shot at from garage. Wi-Fi reacts. He's got to confront split. There's still somebody playing in garage. The moment he walks up,
いやさすがにドントピーク付き合ってくれない。
All the while, the timer will work against him. Every second, Wildcard gets closer to pulling off yet another round victory on what could be one of the most improbable comebacks that the NA League has seen this stage.
これはさすがにやね。いやこれどうするかだな。ちょっとオーバータイムが匂ってくる展開にはなってる。攻めあぐねてはいらっしゃいますね。
Certainly not the same pace that we saw when LG was holding more aggressively on defense and Wildcard was
攻撃取れないゲームが始まってるよ。
quite quickly. A number of rounds where Wildcard wanted to set the pace, but they ran headfirst into a brick wall.
I think it's going to change it though, because I think their speed has been the problem. Again, not on the base and bomb side, that was fine, but on Kid Storms and Tertiary, again, they're sprinting in a little bit too excited about the fact they're up 6-0 perhaps. And the issue when you start losing rounds on the attacking side is that you feel that guaranteed victory also slipping away very slowly.
ここには使わないん
So I
だ。
like this melody, right? They're not as quickly, but 1 minute 40. First hatch opened up. Other hatches follow shortly after, surely. Got Wi-Fi on the ace, they got the Maverick as well.
Wi-Fi 暴れてるで。というかマジで打ち合いが強い普通に。ほとんど見えたら逃さない。
You can do the hatches in good time, you can roam clear effectively and quickly, but it doesn't matter if you can't break the bomb site itself, and it's just, again, comes down to those small details. If a guy drops the hatch, when Spiker throws a C4, that's bad. If they can get those mirror windows, for example, that's good. The flashbang goes down, Silence gotta clear the angle, swing, get it, boom, 1 mirror window out of action. But there's a second, also towards this laundry portion of the map. That's the next step most likely here for LG.
Well, Silent finds the new jammer that was by that mirror window, Nick. Might be one of the later rounds where all 10 players are still alive.
決めかねて
45 seconds left, and you wouldn't really think the round has happened at all. There's been no
いやブルーバンカー
action
今
at all.
プレッシャーかけるとして
Tigers throwing the C4, could be dangerous.
Just sitting and waiting, and there's that C4. Kansan dropped. Eddie
完全は一旦忍者にはなってる。
Silent and Eddie striking. There goes
あどこ突破したそれ。
Wildcard
あっちから降りたメンバーなのか。スパイカー強っ。そのミドルレンジの SMG11 は強すぎるぞ。あーでも2人ここか。うわ、ヘイディも持ってった。決まった。あーちょっと今柱と廊下がどうやって取ったかがいまいちよく分かんなかったな。ハッチ降りてからの展開がいまいちよく分かんなかったな。おビーストコーストか。
I do not remember.
We did. And we still have 2 more days of casting on both Friday and Sunday. So this is a very busy week for us. It was SSG versus Dark Zero. And SSG won.
そうワイルミナシティは珍し
So
く
yeah, I remember now.
新人しかいないかな。
SSG banned Valkyrie
いや、ホッタンコールドのか。あホッタンコールド違う。ホッタンコールドこのチームや。
Dokkaebi was banned the same. It's the Fenrir that is different. Azami was not available in that matchup. It was banned by DZ. SSG will not only have to confront an Azami for the first time on this map this season, but will also have access to it. Gavin will
い
bring
やちょっとビーストコースト仕上がってますからね。ホッタンフルス対決。ちなみにガベにはフルス対決きっちりとやりきりましたからね。
SSG, they are trying to, I guess, fish for a kill right now. Nades going in, holding those windows, but are they progressing with us? No. Mini execute piano though. They fire off Gavin's position. The key
この試合
barrier is still up, so
なぜそんなに好きなの？
he wants to. He has to
楽しみだ
respect
ね。
the caps of fire arrows from Iconic. That's close. Almost gets burned to a crisp, but no, he's stuck in Andy corner. He's chilling.
almost like it's called pixel for a reason.
Yeah.
And that's because sometimes a single pixel can separate you from life or death. If you're an attacker, you know how important hitting that single pixel shot is. It's going to be held with just an inch. I'd
回収。
get it back.
Yeah.
Try again. J90 taking down Gavin. Forrest dies, so does
ゴリッといっ
Diffuser.
たけど。
Well, these teams are just
ええ
wanting bloodshed relatively early. 45 seconds left to go.
今なんでわかったの？
J90 has found an opening. He
あ、いいかわ。
intends to
いいハサミだね。
He's doing a marvelous job, but
う
Hot
ん。
Cole shut down Iconic not before he's
ア
finished
シュンの踏み込みが
off
深い。
by Ashen. Spirit's the last member for Beast Coast. 3 players still upright from Space Station. Fultz holding the diffuser. Not the player. Oh, that would be kind of nice, wouldn't it? Everybody could use somebody to hold them now and then. Fultz getting the diffuser
え、
down,
ビースト
and
コ
SSG will now
ー
move
ビースト
out into
コー
the
ストの
post
コーチが
plant.
フェッ
Fultz
ト。
after getting the job done goes to upside.
まあそうだよね。
Find
コールアウトだもんね、SSG。
challenging. Oh, the fact that you're playing like and Rana, Twitch, and the Florist. So we might have to spend the next 60 seconds just watching drones because they have drone operators.
This is a number that, or this is a stat rather that I'm very curious to know if it's ever showed up. I don't think we track this kind of thing, but has there ever been a time when all 4 drone operators have been used at the same time? Have we seen a Brava, Flores, Ram, and Twitch lineup? I don't think so. It does seem like kind of a goofy lineup that
Yeah.
will leave some holes in utility, but at the same time,
カフェ
we've
久し
seen
ぶりに見た
goofy
気がするな。
lineups before. Who am I to judge? I just talk about the game. I certainly don't play it.
Good question. I'm curious now as well, actually, because you're right. It would be very goofy, and you don't really get a lot of valuable utility by stacking those 4 together. But I'm sure there might have been one time that some team, you know, they just went for it. It's very possible.
アウアウインさんいらっしゃい。結構強引に入ってったね。
Ashen was outside on white window. Down he goes. East Coast off to a good start here in the second round. Half of the round has transpired, and you've picked off J90 and Ashen.
They're out of there. I mean, you get those pigs, fall back to side.
いやマジで画質が荒すぎてキルログがわかんねえ
You
よ。
might get one single kill, but it comes at a cost. They trade it right back. 4v2 now still.
俺は外国から見てんの俺。まあ外国から見てんだけどね、西武には。
They got a drone. They got
ア
a
ーカイブだし
try
な。
free kill because you cannot approach the bomb site without enough manpower, and they certainly do not have enough in this particular round. You have 3 flashes rather, and 2 smokes. So with good utility usage, they can deny some of that crossfire and maybe get a kill somewhere. Where's Forrest going?
I mean, it's a great question.
He's zooming.
当てるね。
At this point with SSG, you need to try to get as quick of a pick as possible and turn around and push the bomb site. Diffuser might have an opportunity to heal himself back up, but he's very concerned with where Forrest is going to push from. There you go. Diffuser healing back to 4 HP and then some, leaving Fultz to drop into the bomb
まあ
site.
やはりここは
Diffuser and
防衛や
Gunner
な。
backward.
And it. That's. This guy's ridiculous.
んフォースバード起きてる。
Try it though. Far up, it's slanted. It's just, it's awkward, man. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it.
なるほど。
That's like ranked reaction when you die to a spawn peak right there.
めち
That
ゃ
was
くちゃ笑われてる
Gunner,
じゃん。
live microphone call in.
What on earth was that sound?
あそこまで引いて足が先見えするけど、タイミング遅れるね。
You know, Valmont Beast goes on flaming him right now in TeamSpeak. I'm saying, what are you doing, man? Get back on cams! He says, I will.
Fortunately for Gunner, old habits do die hard.
アイコニックああいうのセーブする
And
の
if you recall,
うまいよな。
Gunner had a lot of those moments on Sonics where whether it was because the team asked him
自分がよくやる
to
か
do
ら
it
なん
or
だ
because
ろ
he
う
took it
な
upon himself,
と勝手に推測してる。
end up in harm's way and almost never in the right direction. Especially on a Wamai to lose that early, that is devastating. You do not want to be gambling on those high value operators. You know, we remember back when there would be echoes that would go for spawn peaks back when he had the ACOG, and he'd say, you know, what are you doing? Or the Maestro ACOG as well, where it's like, now the Evil Eye cams are useless. Now the Yokai drones are useless. Like, yeah, I get that you're taking a chance here, but on an operator like Doc or Rook, it's okay. I mean, you mostly get the job done. Maybe not Doc, but Rook, you just send Rook armor down. That's it.
Said
You go off and spawn peak to your heart's content.
Yeah. Good old Jaeger as well. You know, that man has suffered some losses. Diffuser though.
ちょっとディフュー
Traded
ザー。
back in the round.
飛び出したの
That's grim. I mean, that's a high value
いい
operator
ラペ
right
買ってる
there.
な。
Now it's a worthy trade, but it comes at the cost of, or like, you know, Diffuser dropping out of that position.
いやフルスよくそこで当たんなかったな。
Not sure why it gets kept on
完
fire.
全に覗き方、イーストいない想定だったな。あ、飛び出して一人降りだからいない想定だったのか。
Cigar will attempt to puncture some of the defenses on those reinforced walls. Iconic dies.
この日画質悪い&実況に途中まで音ないとかで終わってた。あ、そうなんだ。画質はマジでもう地獄。見ててマジでモワモワしてて気持ち悪くて酔いそうだもん。
Forrest is in this spot now, and the clash will run interference. For the time being, keeping Gavin alive, but Fultz is
いやー、実況解説マジ音ないの本当に難しいんだよね。音で結構予測したり、まあどっちかっていうと結果だな。何を使ったとかは爆発音で絶対聞いてるからな。こんないい試合を。よく取ったな、今の。
And the teammates behind necessarily, but there goes
実況本人の声もキレキレだった。あ、そうなんだ。今俺、なんとなく聞いてるだけだから。
Then they also have Nomad to lock down the map of the flanks.
映像もなく実況してた。だから回線問題だな、それどう考えても。
If there's a player in a strong position, then you can shoot at those capital firebolts. So I like how flexible this attacker lineup is.
結構地獄いい
Of
ね、
course,
それ。
it's what I always say, it really comes down to execution more than just the operators themselves.
You can bring the best operator lineup in the world, but misplay one valuable piece of utility or bring the wrong
止まってるところは
lineup
綺麗
for
なんだけ
what
ど
has
ね。
been laid out in front of you, because
マジで
more often
走
than
る
not,
走ると
defenders
モワ
are the
モ
ones
が
that
えぐい。
tell you what you need to bring. Well, it might all fall apart. There was an air jab that went in as well as one of those fire arrows. Answering the clash, Forrest decides to bring the shield up. Monty
お、ホッタンがフルスに異種返し。
hot and cold. That wall's been completely shot open, which allows Space Station to see into coat check. Diffuser's in trouble. Monty working his way in. Spirit sees a small opening, lights up the side. Forrest taking a ton of damage. Might have lost Fultz, but losing to Monty, that could be the death knell for SSG in this round.
Yeah, and they're trying to go for direct attack, but the setup for Beast Coast is quite good. They have vertical control upstairs and train mining. They have a lot of players inside with the crossfires. Forrest can't really walk into sight because there's just too many angles to worry about, and especially now that he's 1 HP. A single C4 impact grenade that
No.
lands too close to him will take
Hiro
him out or injure him.
って、
So they gotta,
まあ指導がよくわかんないんだよな。
approach here in this round because Plan A certainly isn't working out. It's iconic upstairs. Smoke goes up. What are they gonna do?
手荷物
with this?
潰すんだそれ
Walk
で
in?
わあ煙広がりすぎて手荷物にピークできないね
Seems that way. Mix the smoke. Forrest will continue to walk forward.
シールドバッシュ
Oh, Spirit's in
うまい
trouble. Forrest able to pull
フォルスやっぱうまいな
Equalizing numbers, and now Forrest
わあただ
continues to
ガ
walk
ベニがアシュ
forwards.
ンああ裏から入ろうとしてアシュンだね反対エリアが抑えられたおしかしアイコニックは何とかしてくれてる
Gunner will die too to Iconic, hot and cold in a tricky position. He has no nitro cell. This will be a straight up gunfight. Down brown stairs. Gavin will be positioned to greet the Capitao. Goodbye, Iconic. He had a drone there as well, but Gavin had evaded it. Otten will have to stop this plant diffuser.
レジエミラーさんこんばんはいらっしゃい
Need to get in. Gavin, a triple kill. And just
な
like
さ
that,
すがにちょっ
he's
と
sweep through those last two players
押し
to
方
win.
が
One, two, can't
分からなくはないけど壁も壊せてるわけじゃないし突き先でプレッシャーかけられてるわけでもないしって感じだったからちょっとしんどかった
You said think about
そもそもなんか構成って
their life.
構成負けるして気がすんな
Okay, but ask the fuser on dock. Gotta imagine you in his shoes, Parker.
ラウンド終わった後に選手カメラだけ見せるんじゃなくてどのオペ選んだのかまあそれはかなりむず
You
い
should try it sometime.
それはちょっとシステム組まないとダメかもしれない
You can make mistakes and then just rectify them with the duck sticks.
I mean, but I'd never be able to live up to the level of docking that these pros have, Nick.
You know, it's not hard to press that middle mouse button, Parker. Just tap people. Tell them, stand still, buddy. I got you. Don't worry about it. Do it. I believe in
It
you.
does sound like good docking, you're right.
There it is.
Keep up area on duty.
You mean we're talking?
Just over
デジャ
1
ブや
minute into
な
our fifth
この牙張
round,
り
and
や
top of red's been opened up. Gavin's got a line of sight on it. Gunner's not too far away. Just waiting at this point. You can hear the Type 89, one of the most distinct sounding guns in the game. Rattling off. That's Fultz getting rid of a lot of his munition. There go the flashes for the drop through red. They hit the ground
結
running.
構ガンナー我慢ポジだねいやでもこれで足音聞こえてるだろ
Gunner's taken
あ
some
と有刺鉄
damage.
線が優秀だな
It's really been it. A sluggish entry for Space
Oh,
Station.
あ
Bye bye Gunner.
You heard the drone?
あーガベニが引いちゃったから
Still had
か
plenty of bullets left.
Yeah.
まあこれはしょうがないな
It's not a bad play from Gunner. You heard the drone, looked to his left, died. Bad timing, you can say siege timing, right? But again, where's the trade? Where's that fall off from his teammates? It's not really there. Gavin's a 99 pixel.
これガベニってさ
First
レ
lane,
ーザーポイント
find
つけ
one,
てな
maybe
く
two
ない
here with the right time and the right play.
Evan has not moved off of this pixel spot.
強っ
That's a pickle.
Gotta leave him in there to marinate, right?
Oh yeah.
It's half the fun.
いやーここでディフューザー上がったの
Hot and cold, though, keep numbers
ガチでかい
close.
な
Diffuser can heal himself up
うわ
yet
強っ
again. All the stim pistols there. What a shot!
回復
on
で
the
きる
Fultz. Stimmy. He hits the fadeaway. Ashen dies as well. Iconic knows exactly where Diffuser is. Are you gonna chase the dog down those stairs?
なんか奇策得意な SSG って感じはしないななんか陽動がないんだよなまあ、丁寧にエリア取りするのは好感が持てるけど硬い防衛ラインに正面からぶつかる感じになるからなちょっと陽動がないとしんどいよな
And both slowing one and get into the. That's from the advantage.
It's been a bad day for good players, Nick.
It has been, yeah.
まあでも3対2だ
Enter
から
is the
な拮
highest
抗して
rated
るといえ
player
ば
with a
拮抗してる
tremendously good KD, and he's suffered for it. He had a bad game. Kansan also underperforming his numbers. Bosco fell off a cliff. Boy, did a good day. Ashen, after that,
おいいドローン入った
performance
んじゃない
from Brewers, Ashen
これ
became
壊
the
せないだろ
second rated, highest rated player in the region. And well, look on the right side of your screen. Ashen is sitting at 1 and 4, a far cry from what we know he's capable of.
Gavin's looking for something, but there's no action right now. Boring in life, isn't it? But it's coming. Don't worry. There it is. The beast come out. Goes back to Pixel. We've seen this before. No one from Space Station there in the white window, right on the hallway or staircase to punish his position, or the movement rather. So again, SST, they're very slow. They want to set these things up to be perfect, but it's a hard round to play perfectly here in Cafe. Sometimes you gotta go for broke. I'm Gavin though. They start off well. Did not fight before.
いやいい決め打ちだなシュ
There
ン
you go. Ashen getting onto the board, giving his team an opening. Earlier, first kill than we tend to see so far through this matchup. SSG need everything they can get. Not just from Ashen, but the rest of the team. And J90 understands the mission. Hot and cold dies. Fuser is still there as the player, not the objective. Surely
That's
that
a
will get
tricky one.
confusing for people without the visual aid. Just a brief
いい反応。
now. Pardon me,
ここで打ち勝てれば
Gunnar decided
道は開けるが。
was worthwhile. Spirits goes down. Gunnar will fight for his life in this position. Sidearm out. He wins the fight against Ashen.
いやーでもプラント行かれちゃってるから
Diffuser, the player, is far from it. He won't have any
そう
influence
ね、上を
whatsoever
取り
on
返
this
したけれ
offside.
どもだな。
Last two players from Beast Coast that still have
い
a
い試合です
pulse
ね。
far removed from the actual action.
おお
Ooh, beautiful shot by Diffuser.
ビューティフルショットやで、マ
Pulse
ジ
has
で。
fed the inside of his head on upside down repel.
さすがに
Diffuser traded out
列
by
車にもう一人残って
J9O,
た。
and now it's a game to see who gets the final pick onto Gunnar. You can see from his
いいですね。お
expression.
互いに譲りませんね。
A pro-
いい前半だったんじゃない
It is.
お互いに修正力
So
の
I
高い試合だ
dropped
っ
the
た。
bang, and it's just in Taro.
Nice.
You do have to ask the question how many of these players are conscious of branding because, I mean, people will run different names, people change their names all the time. We have players with the same name, for example. There's multiple Astros, there was multiple Aces.
Yeah.
You'd think at some point people would maybe change. Either way, I mean, I think Diffuser is a cool name. I enjoy the spelling of it, but yeah, it makes my job a little bit more challenging.
Oh, I feel you on that. I mean, in the early phase of the first round of the side swap, Beast Coast gotta show us how they're going to attack, and they bring a relatively different lineup, showing the
こういう
gridlock.
時で
No
も
nomad
一芸持
needed
って
here
きてるのは
apparently. But of course,
ビーストコースな気がす
gotta
る
bring
な。
that Ash in case of a mirror window. Captain, the Grim always good to bring.
ね、今シーズン
Ash,
一緒に
gets
時短で
moving,
行くの
kill
かな
that DMR defense is so strong with those long lines of sight. He's not done yet.
Down
フォ
goes
レストが落ち
Forrest.
た。うわ、いい日や。
Ashen taking
うわ、
way
いてて
too
て
much
てて。
damage from the fire, and now stepping on those track stingers is a bad
いや、
spot.
すごい読みだな、それも。おお、強い強い強い強い。
From this position,
おお、強い強い強い強い強い。
Claymore and punches his way back in.
あんなジャンプして綺麗にクレームを割れるもんなの。
One.
He is him! Main character right there! And it's always on Cafe where he pops off, it seems like. Oh
I did
man.
not know that we had Timothy Chalamet in the server, Nick. That is incredible.
What do you do against that, honestly? I mean, they did everything. Track stingers, the cabin's on fire, like 3 people fighting.
逃げ方の IQ が高いのもあるけど、あの落下しながらクレームは壊せるかって話なんだよな。やったらできるもんなのかな。かなり難しいと思う。
Really inconceivable.
いや、今やりきれてたら世界戦勝ってたな。
Give his team.
一応なんか組み立てできてるから、ここでマジで上がやれなければ。
Bolts can retake from above.
あ、すれ違っ
Round
た
is close to over.
うわー、上取り返してる、ちゃんと。
Spams inside of the site.
タイミ
There
ン
goes Diffuser,
グ。
and now Hot and Cold is all by his lonesome. Creeping up, but when I'm working, that's a moment. I'm sorry.
Be nice, please. Don't be nice.
Apparently there's a delay. By the way, I opened it up and I was like, wait. This
結構
isn't the
自利
correct
品だっ
round.
た
And
け
I
ど
was like, okay,
ね。
now I've got to.
Oh, that's
Now
awkward.
type in here. There's a delay, so they haven't seen it yet. The chat has not seen the Ashen play yet.
Exactly. They're in a different timeline right now. We're living ahead of them.
We're in the future.
We are.
They are in the past.
It's good to be on the right side of the timeline, that's for sure. We see things first, and East Coast will also maybe struggle first again, because the thing about SSG is that they're very good at putting up difficult problems to solve. And it's like not just this iteration of SSG, it's been like a historical thing for them where they're so good at making things difficult and just playing utility. I mean, look at this. The setup for piano is so different what Beach Coast is doing. There's just Gavin and Asami, middle of piano,
Oh,
fighting
come on,
against the
Keep
world. This is more like laid back, rotates in bathroom, cancelled off the door to his left. Keepers around it as well. They can rotate back and forth. So much movement here from SSG. And look at the timer. 1 minute 20. They just entered the building.
Sorry, the Ashen plays on right now. I'm watching it again. Oh my god, he just did it. Okay, that was great. That was really good.
Does chat like it?
Chad has just seen it now, and yeah, it's starting to pop off. So, Ashen obviously being rewarded for the previous round by being the first quote-unquote casualty, though he's bleeding out. He's still alive and potentially still retrievable, depending on where he is. It's a little bit under a minute for Beast Coast to get in on the action. And look at that. Spirits can see the bomb site. He can taste it. But there's not really much he can do right now. No smokes to conceal.
やっぱり攻めあぐねますなカフェは。いや今うまく出足に対して当たったね。おフロント入れてる。ああ、そうです。まあ、ピラルムがケアできないもんな。ただまだ立て直すチャンスある。ディフューザーがあるから弱られちゃってるね。いや、ちゃんと見てるフルツ。さすがにこれは風に無勢じゃないけどいいんじゃない？うわっいやまあ仕掛けてこないだろうな。うまいね。追いつかれるタイムなのか。
I certainly could imagine. But no, I agree with you. It's very cool, and it's different. They actually have on the player weapon, on the new drop. They have so many small Easter eggs attached to the weapon. You can like twist and turn it around, and I love it. Like a lot of attention to detail, which is it's not just another anime skin that we have, right? Because that's what a lot of orcs do. It's like it stands on its own and it stands out. It's very well executed. Now, for well executes, that's been SSG so far on attack.
ここまでは SSG の攻撃下がっ攻撃じゃない防衛が刺さってるように見えるけどね。うわ危ね。
Not really finding their
今
moments,
言ったかと。
not finding their stride.
You just missed, by the way, Gavin almost skeleton king spirits as he dropped.
I did not see that though.
He dropped red hatch right in front of Gavin. Right as Gavin skeleton keyed the wall, you drop like a second sooner and you eat a full skeleton key to the face.
That's not good. Oh man, but it's a bit of a slow round again. And again, I don't mind the speed if it works out. You know that's like the saving grace, and this can be a quick one. You got Munty. You know, the second that Huttonco wants to get active, they can just go for a push. But the question is, what's the follow-up gonna be? You got Brava and Ram, and then you got a Munty. It's like you're kind of playing two different sides right now of like fast and slow, roam clear, and utility. But what it does mean though is once they get the hatch opened up, destroy all the software, they can then comfortably just walk the Munty into sight with diffuser, that you plant down in hand, and then you can like hack the bulletproof camera, for example, with the Brava cam. So they have solutions for all the problems right now. They just need to start acting on it because time is kind of slipping away here with 50 seconds to go. Oh, so.
I mean, Beast Coast just called their timeout too. Usually you'd be more formidable in the next round. Gavin, the first pick onto Forest. That's no more smoke for the final 40 seconds.
いい突き下げ。ガビンやっぱバックうまいよな。BC の系譜を感じる。
Finds a second kill onto Iconic. That might give Hot and Cold the go-ahead to walk in and get that diffuser down. There's two silhouettes. Oh no! Does Hot and see them? Beautiful thing.
いやカバーがちゃんとしっかりしてるな SSG。SSG じゃない。ビーストコースト。攻防がごちゃになってきた。いい人数のかけ方だね。距離感いいんだよな、ビーストコースト。
Process very few counters on defense to deal with that operator. So now they're bringing it again. But guess what? SSG, they have now prepared for this. They bring the mirror. They bring double C4. They're playing Iconic on the Echo. Those Yokai drones can stun the Munty, remove the shield extension, and then you can make a play with that and try and take him down. Or if the timer is simply running low for the attackers, you know, plant it down 0 seconds. We've seen those rounds being won by Echo before.
今ドローン乗らないの知らなかった。
Their win conditions. But both teams try to find a new way into these rounds. Of course, if you're the attacker, you need to try and control the pace. If you do an attack, it doesn't work out.
なんか最近あるによく見るようになったんだよな。なんでなんだろう。
So you have to try and figure out, okay, plan A is not working.
防衛側の DMR って別にって
B
感じ
doesn't
だ。
work. You don't go back to
も
A.
ともとバイス
Plan
コープ
C.
持ってたし。
And I go through all those
Whoa,
letters and just try to figure
hype
out which one actually does work consistently. Right now, that's Munty. We see right now the pace they're setting. They walk into red staircase. Now they're in train. They're getting good intel. And they're like actually approaching the bomb side, but it's a 5v5. There are a lot of guns.
いやこれ局所通りのプラントに見えるけどな。
So Beast Coast need to kind of weaken it somewhere. Either attack upstairs, have utility on the bomb side to deal with it. Garnak does that. He finds a kill onto Melusi. That's a good start for them.
I mean, Gavin was the one who really broke that previous round open. Remember how, like, 2 rounds ago, I said that I don't care what Chana has to say? They're probably very offended that I said that. They're probably cooking me alive for getting that round call. They get the final laugh. And I'm the yapper who says silly things. They just get to sit there in anonymity and just roast me. Diffuser's getting the diffuser down.
That's easy.
A very
出た。
fitting name. He
止まった。
was inside hot
うわ、
and
パラ
cold.
取ってちゃった。
Yokai drone gets
い
into
いセッ
position
ト。
and the nitro cells tossed out. Neither of them quick enough. Fulton, J90 in the grave. Ashen will join. Beast Coast. Then a new kills of a flawless round. Iconic now playing by Pillar
いや、これはちょっと取り返せないんじゃない？
and Forest. Scavenging for a kill.
いや、この車線が強すぎる。
High rates of fire,
しかも
but
LMG
targets to find first.
絶望。
Shotgun actually for the Echo. Zoom
いや、なんかビーストコースちゃんとこういうの持ってきてるの偉いよな。イーブンですか。
And we spoke about branding earlier, right? Like, the biggest thing about Pro League is like, why should the fans care to watch? We need storylines. We need exciting things to happen. And, you know, when we get some of that insight, that
あ、こ
is
れ
a
アーマー
reason
パネ
as
ル
to
で結
why
構
people should care. And
バ
you
ンジ
start
急須
getting
パ
your
ターン
favorite
になってる。
players, right? Someone like Asher who's in Zero right now, he talks a lot, you know, doing
ここでブリー
interviews,
チング
you
ダ
know,
ウン使うのも
posting
ちょっともったいない気が
We've
する。
seen
どうな
him
のかな。
yelling at LAN events. He's gotten a lot of fans from having that kind of like persona. He's not just another boring Pro League player, so to speak. He has something about him that stands out, and he talks a big game, and he plays a big game, and that's
結
excellent.
構早く行きそうだな、
Right
こ
here,
れ。
he's 5-8. So overall, not the biggest pop-off, but he had that round previously where he had a huge moment, one of the first defensive rounds for SSG. Since they're gonna be cold though, a bit quiet. And to no surprise, guess what? Honaco's playing Monty again, because it works. It's up to SSG to counter, to have an answer for this operator, or Beast Coast will keep forcing it at least until it stops working for one reason or another. But the big surprise factor right now is not the Monty.
なんかまたセット狙ってるっぽいよね、これ。あれ
Spirit is playing Kali right now.
これいけんのか
Won
な？
that
どうなんだろう。
5-5 round score. He's sitting in spawn. Is he baiting? Is he locking
う
down
わ、
a
す
rotate?
ごいよ。
Does
これ
he have
す
an
ごい
angle
セットプレー
here?
じゃ
I don't
ない？
know. But he's doing something very different from
い
the
った。
norm.
Hold on, diffuser going down yet again.
これミュート対策で EMP も投げたな。
Do it in the previous round. Forest will gain information.
通してるね。発端コールが魂の。これ外の車線強えぞ。おスプリット落ちた。なんだなんだ COD になってる。もう一度どこ？中だ。外と中が逆になってる。いや、ビーストコーストいいセット持ってきてるよね。結構シンプルだけど、シンプルがゆえに裏をかけてるぞ SSG の。
The only thing Beast Coast that gotta do well this round is be quick. Because Clash and Echo slow you down. If you don't have enough time, you'll have nothing left when he gets that bomb side.
Well, they've gone, what, flawless. Beast Coast since calling their timeout. SSG called theirs in the previous round. Callouts, timeouts. A mouthful to say. Usually have great
いや、ビーストコー
success.
スト強いな。
There was a time where we were actually tracking
見てていい
timeouts
CG してるもん
rounds
な。
one right thereafter. It was actually not at the SI that just happened, but the SI before that in 2020.
結構 NA でどこのチームもこういうセットに持っていく準備というか、試合までの組み立てとかアイディアとかうまいイメージあるけど、
Obviously,
このレギュラーシーズンは抜群にビーストコーストのうまさを感じるな。逆に SSG がなんか、
you're not
こ
necessarily
こ淡白だ
gonna
な
have
って思っ
that
ちゃうんだよな。
same success. That was, of course, when he was on Astralis. Now, since the core of Astralis has moved over to SSG, and
あの同時飛び出しはさすがだよね。あそこの判断はさすがだと思うけど。多分それも予測して別の方から差し込みに行く準備をしてたガンナーの配置がうまいよね。
In this sense, Callout can't immediately get his players to win a round, then yeah, maybe there's some things that are troubling for SSG, but for these 3 rounds, Beast Coast have found an entry into the site quite fast.
Oh yeah.
Been able to get the diffuser down with very minimal challenge. I don't know if it's just SSG not being prepared for quick aggression from Beast Coast or a lack of information, but
お前
I hesitate to say it's lack of
今のって
information
さ、
because there are echoes,
ドローン
there
撃た
are
せ
solaces
て
being
ラ
brought
テロ
by
を
SSG, and
壊
yet
され
it
るのをう
all
まく
seems
回
like
避したん
they're
じゃない？
about 5 seconds
偶然かもしれない
behind
けど。
whatever Beast Coast is
そんな
doing.
感じ見えたよ
That's
ね。
why I like this round too, because now it feels like they've kind of figured it out with their orbital
うわ、ま
pickup.
た戻って
You
きた。
see Clash still in the bomb side, very much alive.
さあ、
Same
チームメイ
with
ト同
Echo,
士。
but Warden, he's gonna get isolated.
ああ、
He's dead.
Down goes J9.
窓側が潰したね。うわ、
Could this be First domino
でもしなかった
is now
スピリッツやっぱすげえな
walks in, Fultz dies.
は
Another goes as well. Goodbye, Ash and SSG are clinging to dear
グッ
life.
バイすぎるだろそれ
20 seconds can feel
What
like an
the-
eternity, but in this case, it's even less than that. Beast Coast is
強い
very impressive stretch of rounds.
ビーストコースト強いね
Space Station.
Full control. I mean, as you see that the
なんかコンビネーションがマジで綺麗
on this side. What those Beast Coast do? They walk around the problem.
いや最後はねもう上取らずに情報取れてたから上を取ったのかな中に入っていった人は誰だったんだあれどっから来たんだハッチは降りたのかないやもう止めれんかったよね当たるべきところで全部当たられて防衛ラインが意味をなしてなかったもんなというわけでご視聴いただきありがとうございましたというわけで結果はこれで順位表見ようねこれがデイ7の結果あと残すところ2日ねダークゼロここで勝って浮上したんだけどこの次確かお休みだったんだよねで SSG とソニックスが一気に交代した日ね SSG 昨日これ見始めた時2位ぐらいじゃなかった一気にポイント重ねしかも3試合消化したのかな一気にでポイント全然重ねられなくて一気に落ちちゃってこの時点でもうトップ2が限りなく決まってるって感じだなロスグロいロスはちょっとやっぱりなんか環境に合ってない気がするすげえめちゃくちゃハードピークしてて NA はそれすかすのマジでうまいからブラジルの上位チームはそこぶち壊していくんだけどなんか全然噛み合ってねだからルミノとワイルドカードがじゃあビーストコースだビーストコースが一気にまくってきててルミノとワイルドカードこんなもんだったかもしんないなみたいな実際3勝3敗だもんなビーストコース最初3敗ぐらいしてたのに一気にまくってきたんじゃないレガシは全然いい選手だよね。でもやっぱちょっとなんでこれブラジルチームこのメンバーで来たのかなって感じはしなくもないな。アメリカ行ける人で選んだみたいなとこあるのかもしれないな。ビザ問題とかあるのかもしれないな。そこら辺の目処が前のチームのメンバーだとつかなかったみたいな裏事情は絶対ありそうだね。というわけで今日の配信長時間見ていただきありがとうございました。ゲームからなんとか NA2 日見れましたけれども結局宿題はあと2日残っております。というわけでまた次回の配信でお会いしましょう。EU も見とけたい。ただブラジルはマジで見れなかった。ちょっとブラジルは空き時間で配信以外でコツコ見とくわ。見れるの多分見れてもプレイオフからだね。そんな感じでやっていきたいと思うんでまた次回お会いしましょう。お疲れ様でした。ではでは。